I look back on my athletic career, and one of the things I'm most grateful for is all the life lessons we take from it.
Ryan Braun, one of the greatest baseball players to ever suit up, but also a close friend. I've known Ryan for 2, maybe going on 3 years. All-star, MVP, but he does not carry himself like a celebrity. He doesn't carry himself like a megastar, which he is. To me, that's been one of the greatest lessons that I've learned from him, not by him telling me, but by showing me with his actions, the way he carries himself. So I'm really interested to get in his mind and understand how he thinks. Was it discipline? What allowed him to achieve that level of success? And also to stay humble at the same time. So check it out. Good morning, Mr. Braun.
What up? Good morning. We're out here.
For the people who don't know you, where are you from, man?
Grew up in Los Angeles, college, University of Miami, spent my Major League Baseball career in Wisconsin, so plenty of time in the Midwest as well.
What drew you to baseball? Because obviously you had to commit yourself and kind of obsess over it, but what got you started and made you take it to this level?
My parents deserve all the credit. Incredibly fortunate to have the best parents I could ever dream of. Now being a father myself, I strive to be as good of a parent as my parents were for my brother and I. They were always just incredibly supportive, encouraging, and now, as I said, as a parent, you can relate to the level of sacrifice it takes. And I look back and I'm just eternally grateful for their support and encouragement and just always being there for myself and my brother in any way we needed them.
Did your brother play baseball as well?
Yeah, so we're a year and a half apart, so every other year we get to play together, baseball, soccer, kind of all the sports, which was always really special, and as I've gotten older, I appreciate it even more. I look back on those moments as some of my fondest memories of my brother and I being on the same team with a bunch of people who we're still friends with today, and my dad being one of the coaches on the team.
Was there any other sport that you would say that contributed to your success on the baseball field?
You know, I kind of tried all the different sports. Basketball, football, baseball and soccer were my 2 primary sports. You learn footwork, body control, and then on top of that, you don't get burned out.
I know a lot of athletes wait till they're done and then they say, what am I gonna do? But you didn't take that route.
I feel fortunate that the transition's been something I've really enjoyed. I think there's always been so many other things that have been interesting to me. I've always wanted to do things that were intellectually challenging and stimulating. One of those being finance. I've always loved math and numbers. A big part of my motivation was having spent 15 plus years in locker rooms and wanted to help educate athletes on financial literacy.
When did you start dipping your toe in your career in finance? How long ago did you start?
I'd say it goes back to like high school. I've just always loved math and numbers. And then early on in my professional career in the off season, I just always wanted to educate myself to make sure that I was making the best decisions long term for my family and wanted to learn as much as I could about it as early as possible.
Would you say that being a pro athlete brought something new to your success in finance?
I look back on my athletic career, and one of the things I'm most grateful for is all the life lessons we take from it. You learn about teamwork and dealing with adversity and having grit and having to overcome challenges. Ultimately, it's about trying to put myself in the optimal position to have success. Having a routine, committing to the routine, knowing that the results may not be there on a day-to-day basis, but if you have a routine that you fully believe in, you will have success over long periods of time. I've kind of tried to take all those lessons that I learned as an athlete and apply them to everything I'm doing post-baseball.
Can you tell me about your routine as a pro baseball player? Did you have kind of like a daily routine, a weekly routine? Is that how you've always been, like routines are super important to you, but could you tell us about some of your routines if that makes any sense?
Yeah, I've always been incredibly routine oriented. Schedule of our games, how long the games were, how my body was feeling. Try to stretch the same way, take batting practice the same way, take my fly balls or ground balls the same way every day, watch video the same way, eat at the same time. The things that I can control were always so important to me. Very long season, a lot of games. So ultimately for me, it was about trying to put myself in the optimal position to be successful with a routine that I knew I could commit to every day.
Is there anything in your career you wanted to accomplish that you didn't?
The one thing I didn't achieve was winning a World Series. For all athletes, like you want to win a World Series, a Super Bowl, an NBA championship. I think that's the one thing that I wish I had the opportunity to experience as much as anything, because the city of Milwaukee meant so much to me. Spent my whole career there. Got to know so many people in the city, so many people in the organization that had been Brewer lifers, and to understand what that would have meant to them in the city. So if I look back, I think that's the one thing I was unable to accomplish that would have been kind of the icing on the cake.
How would you say your faith or religion played a role in your career?
I would say for me it's more spirituality, seeing the bigger picture, knowing that things happen for a reason, trying to keep perspective on how insignificant hitting a round ball with a round bat can be. We all want to be the best version of ourselves as an athlete, we always want to have success, but inevitably you deal with failure, you deal with adversity, you deal with challenges, and so trying to stay grounded and keep perspective at all times is something that really helped me.
You're a legit megastar, you're a legit celebrity, but you don't carry yourself like that at all, in my opinion. Why is it? Do you make a conscious effort not to act like how some celebrities act and so on and so forth? Is that how you've always been? Was there a life lesson? Why is that?
I mean, I always try to stay humble, always try to stay grounded, think of myself in terms of being a husband and a father, and I don't think about any of those other things. My parents always tried to instill those values in me, and I've always tried to maintain just staying humble and staying focused and seeing the bigger picture and trying to stay as even-keeled as possible.
Greatest accomplishment on the field and off the field to you?
The off-the-field stuff is what's most important, right? Just always trying to give back, always trying to interact with kids in the city, whether it was Boys and Girls Club, Habitat for Humanity. Out here we started a charity called California Strong to give back and support people after natural disasters and tragedies, and just trying to use my platform for good to positively impact people's lives. And then I think on the field, just consistency and longevity. You always see people or players or athletes that are like good for a year or a season, but trying to be as good as possible for as long as possible, I think is the thing that I probably look back on. And through high school, through college, throughout the entirety of my MLB career, just trying to be consistently productive and successful.
Favorite quote?
I feel like it varies, but I think any quote pertaining to just always being present. Be where you are when you're there. There are so many things that are distracting for us in life. You can relate as a parent, as a husband. Like, there are so many things going on that at times it's hard to stay fully present. Be where you are when you're there is something that stands out.
What does the next 10 years look like for you?
Hopefully continue to become the best version of myself as a father, as a husband, working on myself, always striving for personal growth. There's a lot of room for improvement in so many ways, and trying to figure out how to best serve each of my kids individually, be the best version of myself as a husband, continue to do interesting things that are inspiring from a business perspective, and spend time with people I love.
Chase at the